So this is another episode of the Austin Pod.
Yep.
I think this is like 7 now, 6.
I've lost count.
Yeah, I've lost count
Every
too.
single episode we've done, I'm always like, we made it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that anymore.
Well,
so
it's weird because we don't have the episodes out yet at this point.
I know.
But I do feel like we're getting the hang of just coming in weekly, filming, and I think we're probably now a week or 2 weeks from actually posting.
We'll get there, guys. Listen, I have never started a podcast, and neither have you. And even though I Google like podcasting for dummies, it's like everyone is trying to sell their own software, and no one just gives it to you straight. And I'm just like, I get flustered. But we're here. We're recording. This is the hardest part. So, yeah.
Exactly.
You've had an exciting past couple weeks.
Yeah, it was interesting. My little brother was here.
Is he still here?
He actually, I brought him to the airport this morning.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a blast. I could tell he was actually sad to leave.
Yeah, I bet. Oh, he'll definitely be moving here soon.
Yeah. And it's crazy too because his girlfriend goes to UT.
Yeah.
Which is like, what are the chances of that? That she's from Jersey too.
Oh.
And then he's from Jersey. Now
is that where they met?
Yeah, at high school in New Jersey.
Okay.
But she has family that lives in Austin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart.
So he actually got accepted to UT, but it was like $70,000 a year.
Oh, because out of state.
Out of state.
Yeah.
And they said like only 10% of out of state people get accepted. It's like super hard.
Oh wow.
But then it's 70 grand. So then like,
yeah,
you know, not everybody does it.
Yeah. When I went to UT, my college boyfriend was from Boston, and just him telling me like how much his intuition was compared to mine, I was like, that sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he ended up paying like $35,000 at NC State compared to 70 here. But then even NC State was going to give him like funding and stuff like that. So
like scholarships. Yeah, I don't know how hard it is to get into UT these days. I assume harder than it was when I went, but anyway.
It is a big school. That's I think it is pretty hard to get into.
Really?
What I've heard. But
no,
I'm 34 now, so.
Who knows? So what were his favorite things y'all did?
Oh, man. So he actually made a list, and I should have got a screenshot of it.
Dude.
Of his favorite food places, and he ranked them. And, like, every time we'd go somewhere, he'd be like, all right, 7, 6, I don't know where to put it.
Make him send it to you right now.
Yeah, but I will tell you number one, and this is probably on my, like, what I did the last week.
I feel like I'm gonna have a guess in my head. Say it.
Franklin's barbecue.
I knew it.
And we were almost not going to go, but we went like 2 days before he was going to leave. And we're like, let's do it. Like, I didn't do it in the several years that I was here.
Oh, you've never done it before?
No.
Okay.
No. So I was like, all right, fine, let's do it. Well, we still didn't stick to waking up early.
Oh, yeah. What time did you get there?
We went at 10:45.
What?
Yeah.
And they open at 11?
And they open at 11. Wednesday, it was raining. And then it like cleared up for like an hour. But when we got there, the line was like only just around the corner.
Yeah.
Like one corner. And I think we got our food at like 12:15. So we waited an hour and a half.
What?
Yeah.
That is wild.
Yeah. So it was probably the best brisket I've had
really?
so far. Yeah. And I've had
so
like, 15 plus places, 20 plus places.
Have you been to Lockhart yet?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Mainly for like bar stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like
not
still
the
Austin.
barbecue.
Yeah. No. There's a place called Old Pal, which is like a sister bar to Nickel City.
What?
And everybody in Lockhart loves that bar.
Oh, like the same owners?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
It's just like Nickel City, but more country.
Oh, okay. More country. Yep.
But is there a place in Lockhart that's like stands out to you for barbecue? Because I've always wondered that. I'm like, I see that they have, isn't Terry Black's out there?
Yeah. Well, that's semi-new.
Okay.
People go out there for the original Blacks, but we also kind of have that here. I'm not going to lie. I went in like 2012 and I wasn't impressed. I know. Like people will hate me for saying that, but I'm like, we came all this way, and I feel like I've had equivalent good barbecue in Austin. Like, so that's why I've never felt the reason to like go back.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. Is it worth it to like really search for barbecue out there?
I don't know. Maybe I'm like, maybe because I've lived here so long, my perception is off. So I would love to like know a newcomer's perception of Lockhart, because maybe it's different.
That's a good point, yeah.
But yeah, Franklin's is so good. I can't believe you showed up right before they opened.
I know, and we weren't going to do it, but last minute I put a little poll up because I like doing this just to like really understand the community and how everybody else feels.
Yeah.
And there was people that were like making jokes, and they're like 5 a.m. You know, there's people saying that.
Yeah,
Okay,
on
so
a weekend.
on a weekend. That's what I
Yeah.
ended up learning is a lot of people were like, if you're going like on a Wednesday or a Thursday,
Yeah.
you're gonna be fine if you show up at like 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And then we woke up and it was raining, and I was like, do we still want to go? It was raining for like a good hour from 9 to 10.
Okay.
And then at 10 it cleared up, and I'm like, screw it, let's just go head over there. If the line's crazy, whatever. If not, we'll just leave.
Yeah.
you know. And no, 10:45 we got in line, and then the door opened, and it like moved for like the next hour, and we got our food.
You found parking easily too?
Yeah, like around the corner there was like street
Damn.
parking.
I
I shot a
wonder-
reel too, so I'm gonna like post
Oh,
it.
yeah,
And I brought my
nice.
Still Austin bottle.
I wonder if the key is to go on a morning when it's raining because that deters a lot of people.
We were in line making that joke. We're like, okay, I want weather alerts on my phone to wake me up and be like, it's a rainy morning. We're going to Franklin's Barbecue.
Wait, they open at 11, right?
11, yeah.
And you got served at 12:15?
12:15. So yeah, it was like,
You waited an hour and a half.
yeah.
What? I'm like, why does the line move so slow?
That's the thing that I didn't understand, because even when we got in there, like half the restaurant wasn't even sitting down. It was almost as if they didn't have the barbecue like ready for you.
Oh.
It felt like they were still serving it out of the, the brisket makers or
Oh.
the smokers.
Okay.
So I thought that was surprising, but yeah, we were like watching people, and they were just standing there waiting to get served.
Oh.
But service was amazing. They were giving out like free pieces. They're like,
Yeah.
"Is this your first time here?"
Dude, those free
Oh.
pieces, like the first time you bite into like fresh barbecue of theirs, it's like you see the heavens
Oh.
open up.
So good. So yeah, I
Damn.
mean,
Wow.
I've tried La Barbecue, Micklethwait. We did Salt Lick recently, Terry Black's multiple times. A lot of other smaller places, and I think the brisket itself, maybe not the other stuff, but the brisket was the best I've had.
Again, Franklin's is amazing, but Terry Black's, the way they have their line like down to a science and how to get it always moving, like does Franklin's like not do that on purpose?
I know, I do wonder.
So that the line and the height builds up.
And I was like standing next to the merch, and I bought a shirt. So I'm like, okay, you got me.
Oh, like they make you see the merch first?
Yeah, you walk by the merch while you're in line.
That's fair. I mean, they
so I was
do
like,
that.
okay. And then I grabbed like a barbecue sauce.
Yeah, oh, nice. They do that at Terry Black's, but because the line is moving so fast, like you don't have time to be like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll get a shirt.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
So that's where I still don't know if I would pick Terry's over Franklin's, just because I love that I can go in at 4 o'clock on a random day and just get my brisket.
Yeah.
But when it came down to like if I was just doing a tasting test next to each other,
Yeah.
I'd probably go with Franklin's.
I don't blame you. What else did your little brother like?
La Santa.
Yes.
So he
Hell yeah.
really liked that. He was blown away. He actually ended up, he kept Quantos over top of them. He has Quantos at like 6 on his list.
Okay.
And Franklin's was 1, Terry Black's was 2. It was a lot of barbecue. And then I think La Barbecue was number 3.
What?
And I'm like, hey, this is like just a
He's
straight
just a
barbecue person. Yeah.
connoisseur.
But we had some other stuff that NEDC was his favorite burger. But we only got to try like 4. We had Bad Larry because they did a pop-up at Still Austin yesterday.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I went to that. And then he had Golden Tiger, which he liked. But he was like, oh, I don't think it's as good.
As he had not a damn chance first.
Yes.
Okay.
At Idle Hands. And he was like, what is
You
this?
started at the top.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Interesting.
Now, he didn't like Hop Dotty. Like, he was like, it's not even deserved to be on the list. But I saw the burger he got, and the burger he got was like very dry when it came out.
Oh,
So he might have
damn.
just got a bad day at Hop Dotty, because I love Hop Dotty.
Yeah.
Not in like my top 5, but
Right.
but I think like every once in a while,
Yeah,
it's great. Yeah.
Hop Dotty used to be like the burger spot in Austin. It's crazy. I'm happy for them and their expansion. But it's wild. They used to just have that location on South Congress, and over the years, like
It's like everywhere.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And I have noticed like back then it was like, oh, Hop Dotty's so good, so good. And now it's like, it's fine. So
yeah, so that's how he felt.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, despite that $16 price tag, that's how much it is, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think it really is a great burger.
Yeah.
I do feel bad though, because people who want like no pickles or no sauce, they literally say to the customer, not a damn chance.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
Is that kind of rude? Or
I guess it is, but it almost gives it like that Austin thing.
But what if someone is like literally lactose intolerant or allergic to cheese or pickles or something?
That's a good point.
And they like, no, really, I physically
It's like,
cannot
no,
eat
get
this.
out of here.
Yeah, they're like, so what?
Yeah.
Like, bye.
Yeah, that's so funny. Which he thought that was cool. I told him, I was like, when you go out there, you can't say anything. He's like, really? Oh, interesting.
You can't say anything?
Yeah, I was like, just accept what they give you, and you just have to go with that.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, which I think is funny. Like some people have these misconceptions on what is keep Austin weird,
Yeah.
and that's like one of those things where like we have these places that have these rules that are different. And
Oh, okay.
yeah,
That's true. I guess you could say the same for any city, though, right?
yeah, exactly. There's all these different places.
That is
Which
pretty
that should be
funny.
an episode one day. Is like what actually means keep Austin weird,
Ugh,
and that's why I say it should be an episode because we could probably talk for an hour about that.
I know, that's true. Damn, y'all had a lot.
Mhm. Well, I don't know if we said this on another podcast, but what's your favorite burger if you had to pick one?
Oh no. It really depends. Like, am I getting like a gourmet burger or like a fast or a smash burger or a fast and cheap burger? Because fast and cheap, Buddy's Burgers.
Okay.
Have you been there?
Yes, yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
on
it's pretty
my left.
north. So
Yeah.
I'm like, it's north, so I don't go there often, but it has a drive-through, solid burger every time. And they have really great milkshakes for those
I
that
was
like
just gonna
that.
say that. Yeah.
And Big Ugly Burgers, which was my
Um,
favorite burger of last year.
Is that the pop up?
It is a pop-up.
Okay.
But I feel like they're getting so big that they're on the brink of getting a food truck,
Mm.
and I pray they do, because these pop-ups, lines out the ass. Like, I just can't do it anymore. You have to get there so early now if you don't want to wait.
Oh,
and
really?
yes, they sell out every single time.
Wow.
It is genuinely so good. I love a good smash burger.
Somebody just said that Patty Palace. Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
You tried it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I want your opinion. Because a couple people said they think it's like now the best.
I feel really bad because I didn't like it.
Good. Because we didn't get to try it. 'Cause we were upset. We were like, oh, we wanted to try it, but never got to yet.
I don't know why I didn't like it, because it's from the same people who run Spicy Boys,
Oh, that makes sense
Yeah.
because they were.
both at St. Elmo's.
Yes.
Yes. So when I heard Spicy Boys is making a food truck for burgers, like, hell yeah, that's
Yeah,
gonna be the
they're
best burger
incredible.
ever. And we go, and we both were just, me and my boyfriend Matt, we both were just like, this is,
Yeah, like what is.
it was just
rave?
okay. Like, I
Mm.
instantly forgot about it after I ate it. I've never thought about it since.
Interesting.
It was kind of dry. I
Okay.
don't know if I was just given a bad batch or what, if we were given a bad batch, but yeah, I felt bad because I wanted to like rave about it and I couldn't.
It's possible. I mean, sometimes I think about these food places. Might get a worker that just started that day, or they don't care about the job, and
Yeah,
the
you
business
never
itself.
know.
You know, they know the recipe, but
Yeah, you're in that area a lot, so maybe
Mhm.
you need to try it next and
Yeah.
then tell me your thoughts.
yeah. So we're not trying to deter business. I think you need to try it for yourself
Yes, always.
and see what you think.
Yeah. Like-
but I trust your opinion, obviously.
I try my best. I try my best, especially an open mind, and I always give places a second shot. Like, if I'm ever in that area and I'm hungry, I would give it another shot.
Okay.
But places like ABBA is good, but it's not like mind-blowingly
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
And I had another food blogger tell me that's their favorite restaurant in Austin, and I was like
Are they not aware of like
I
the,
g-
the thoughts behind Abba? Like
Ah.
they're for the looks, and then after that,
the patio is amazing.
yeah, one of the best patios in Austin.
Oh, beautiful patio. I took my mom there, and she was like so impressed by the patio.
Yeah.
And the food, she didn't hate the food. Again,
Oh no,
Yeah.
decent.
decent.
Yeah.
But nothing like, you gotta go here. We're the best Mediterranean.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Me and my friend went and got chicken thighs, and she was like, I could make this. And I'm like, yeah, I think you could. Not me, but yeah, he said that. And I was just like, I try not to judge others because he's lived here a long time. And I was just like, oh, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
That's funny. Random, but do you cook or does your boyfriend cook?
My boyfriend does not cook.
Okay.
You're going to laugh. He makes spaghetti, like every night.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's just carbs all the time.
Yeah. Like he works out, but it's either spaghetti or chicken tacos.
That's so
He
funny.
alternates like every night. And I'm just like
Can we do something? Because I was wondering that about you. Obviously, you're a big foodie.
I do like to cook
You do?
on
Okay.
but nothing like amazing. I do
Okay.
like very simple, healthy meals during the week
That's the same with me.
because as a food blogger, I'm eating like shit basically on the weekends. And not always, but you never know like how they cook their food, like with a bunch of butter or
Yeah.
oils that probably aren't good for me. You never know. A lot of sodium, I'm sure. So when I'm at home cooking, it's a lot of like quinoa and salmon and trying to make salads because I know I'm gonna like eat like shit on the
Yep.
weekend.
Yep. That's like one of the biggest diet tips out there is like stop eating out because you
I
don't know what they
know
put in
it's
it.
so true, and I feel like I've been so good at working out consistently lately,
Mhm.
but because my diet is like not like as good as it could be on weekends, then that's always gonna like leave me being on a plateau.
Yep.
You know?
That's been my struggle is like I'll lose a couple pounds and then it's a drinking weekend and I'm like right back to where I was and it's just this constant little back and forth.
How many drinks would you say you drink on a weekend?
I mean, it's always different for sure and I've been trying to get better recently,
Mm-hmm.
but I've had like 20 plus drink days.
Oh my god.
Days.
Days?
Yeah, like a day where I was like, and I'm talking like, I'll have a couple pours of whiskey,
Mm.
a couple seltzers before we leave the house. It might even be that.
Oh, you haven't even left the house yet.
Exactly. But then there's times where we go to a restaurant, we might shoot content for somewhere. So then I'll purposely order like 4 things. Usually I'll have something that can help me.
Right.
So it's not just me drinking it.
Right, that's true.
But then it's so funny because me and Kelsey, what we'll do is like, we'll be like, all right, it's content day. She's off, so she can help me. Because I'm not going to be a weird guy that's just at a bar shooting content. And I'm just like, is that weird guy? And then we'll go to like 2 or 3 places that shoot reels. But then we feel like we're just working. We were enjoying ourselves. So like, now let's go have fun. And then we'll go to like 1 or 2 more bars. But then by then we're drunk. And then we're like just having fun. And then we're at Barbarella and we're like, how do we get here?
Do you feel like having fun for us though is still like how can I make this into content?
Always. And it's like such a struggle.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll be somewhere and everybody's talking and then my brain just snaps out of it instead of like enjoying the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like looking at corners. I'm like looking at the art.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where should I shoot this?
Oh
Or
my god, so true.
Yeah.
People don't know that about content creators. That like
it's
no
like
matter what you're
endless.
doing, your mind is like, how can I turn this into content? Or would this be a reel that people would find interesting?
Yeah.
It like again, after like 10 years of doing this, it's exhausting.
It's very exhausting.
And hard to find like a hard line of enjoying yourself versus monetizing your own content and stuff. So I get it. It's tough.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Like, besides when a new place opens, like, what's your process on, okay, I want to get some more foodie content. Do you just, like, look up what you're in the mood for? Or do you just, like, go to Google? Because that's what I'll do sometimes. I'll type in bars on Google, and I'll just be like, where haven't I been? Or,
Really?
yeah.
I should try that. I really just see new places opening all the time on Instagram. Like, I follow Eater Austin, are they still a magazine? I don't think they are. Or Austin Chronicle, Austin 360, 365 Things Austin. Like, those accounts are always posting new
Like the
things
new,
popping up.
yeah.
And I save them to a folder to look at for later. And I'm just like, okay. And if my friends want to hang out that weekend, I'm like, these are a list of places I would like to go if y'all are down. And they're usually up for anything. And yes, I could reach out to the restaurant or bar. I mean, like, hey, I'd love to come by and shoot like content, but I just feel like I feel pressured to like show up at a certain time, and then they're watching me, and then they'll bring out like too much at once, and so I just like to go on my own now.
Same.
And just order what I would want. Like Lil Easy, that media event did look like fun, and it would have been great to like try multiple things. But I just wanted to go on my own with my boyfriend and just see like what the vibe is when it's like open and not like, pre-open for a media thing. And I really liked it.
Yeah.
So,
That's a big misconception with content creators. Now, I will say the majority probably do want to take advantage of like media nights, or if they get visits where the restaurant's going to take care of their food. But we might have reached like a different level where I agree with you. I would say I honestly decline like 8 out of 10 invites
Yeah.
because I want to one go and I'll pay for myself.
Yeah, yeah. I don't mind paying for myself.
Yeah, I'll pay for myself because one, they don't expect you to come. So it's almost like yeah, you're like surprised at that. But I've seen people be like, "What are you doing here?" Like I didn't
That's
expect
so
you to come here. I'm
funny.
like, "No, I'm just hanging out." You know?
Yeah, I'm just here to
Yeah.
hang.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that's a big factor. And then two, there is too much pressure sometimes. You might go somewhere if it's like paid for
Yeah.
and they're like, "Okay, great. Are you going to just get this reel out next week?" And I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's the pressure I feel when
Yeah.
it's like an organized visit. Like, I don't know. I just want them to trust me and that I'll go on my own. And
Yeah.
also I do want to support these like new businesses because
yeah.
I know how hard it is to like get a new restaurant or bar up and running and then get people to even know about it. I don't know how other than social media and social media ads do like these new bars like get the word out.
Yeah.
Oh, and word of mouth obviously, but like marketing is hard.
It's hard too because you see these like media invites and sometimes everybody wants to be there and everybody's excited about like Little Easy.
Mhm.
But then there's these other ones that like you can see nobody wants to go to. Maybe it's location or just the place doesn't look good enough.
Yeah. Location definitely deters me. Like I've seen some really cool places open in Cedar Park and I'm just like like,
Oh, don't get me started.
it's just so far for me. But that's why there are other obviously food bloggers you could follow who are in that
There
area.
we go. There we go.
I know.
So if you like East Austin, I'm your guy. No. I'm kidding.
I know. Yeah, Central Austin, we're here for you. But yeah, I do think there's also like a vibe that these places need to try to show in order to get people to come in. But it's like a balance because you want like a nice patio for the fall and springtime we have. But
Yep.
then like does that patio also have misters and fans and shade for the
So,
summer?
I actually just went through what you were worried about with Little Easy, which was we
Mm.
went on like the previous Sunday or something.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they were like, "Oh, the wait for inside's like an hour and 15 minutes because this is small inside." And like, "Well, you can sit outside." And we sat and I just sweat the whole time.
It's hot.
Yeah.
The sun is like facing
Oh yeah, it faces
the
you.
patio.
So they turn on a fan and I was like, "Cool, like this light breeze that's just helping the sweat go down my face."
Yeah.
So like it didn't even do anything.
Was it one of those rotating fans?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not even getting like full fan.
Yeah. So that is that is real for there.
Yeah. And it's like, like you just said, do you have an inside? If not, you're going to just be suffering outside. Like I went to Zed's Ice Cream a week ago and they have no inside seating or waiting area. So you literally order at the window and then you're just like, well, me and my friend like booked it to her car and blasted the AC before our ice cream melted. So
That's hilarious. I actually went to Zed's with my brother too.
oh, nice. Did you like
great.
it?
He did like it a lot.
It's so good.
Yeah. So that's a good question to ask you, and this probably could be a clip for Instagram or something. But try to tie it to restaurants, specifically in Austin, so we can keep it Austin related. But talking about like saying yes to these media invites or wanting to go shoot content, what are like 3 factors do you think that are important to be a successful restaurant in Austin for you? And it doesn't have to be like to be successful, but for you, that you think that's important.
Oof. I do think location is important. Space is important. I know people are going to love if they have parking. Like I went on my own to Red Bud Ice House recently.
I haven't been there yet.
It was cute, but I don't know if you knew this, but before Red Bud Ice House was the Ramen Tatsuya barbecue ramen spot.
Okay.
And they failed in less than a year.
Which makes you go,
Like one of the biggest restaurant brand names in Austin, Tatsuya, which also has like 4 other popular eatery establishments, like failed. And it's hard to like put a finger on why. I tried the food and I tried like 3 bowls of different ramen and I did like one of them. One of them was kind of whatever and the other one I didn't like. But it's just so interesting, a household name like going under in less than a year. And I wonder if it's because like they didn't have the space for it or they opened in the summer and the patio was just, it was like too much.
yeah.
But back to Red Bud Ice House, it's in that same location. which used to be a restaurant called Contigo years ago, which did really well. I was surprised they went under. And I liked Red Bud Ice House. They have like a limited menu that's not too expensive. That's another thing I can tell will do well
Yeah.
with the Austin audience. They don't want like super expensive things usually. An easy to understand menu, and they had like kid friendly.
Was this family friendly? Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, family friendly. Obviously, downtown it doesn't need to be family friendly.
Yeah.
But this was like on the not the outskirts, but like outside of downtown. So, yeah, and they had really good branding as well.
I'd noticed that. I like their Instagram.
Yes.
Like, just something about it popped.
Yes.
But they have like 5 posts up, so post more.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't they already have like a bunch of followers though?
Yeah, there was like 15,000 followers or something. I'm like, what?
I think
How did you get that?
I think their account was some. Oh, I think it was Contigo.
Oh, interesting.
Like whoever owned the Contigo Austin account, I think you're right because I looked into it.
That makes sense because I was like, what?
Yeah, I looked into it and their tagged photos. It was Contigo.
Okay.
So.
At first I was like, I hope they didn't buy followers because then you're ruined right
No,
away. Okay.
no, but I'm sure people are confused. But yeah, and I can see that they have like good looking drinks or unique drinks, like Lil Easy with their cups.
It's so important for Austin.
I know.
Right.
I mean, obviously they're the same owners as De Nada, so very clever right there. Yeah.
So let's build off of that. So you said location. What do you think is a good location right now? Like if you were going to open up a restaurant, I mean, as a bar, like I'm like, you're crazy to stay in that East Austin on the border of downtown area, like East 6 right now. You're going to get all the walking traffic.
I agree with you. I mean, East Austin, that East 6 area, it's such a high walking area. What's on East 7th? It's crazy. I feel like East 7th could.
There's like another street over. You know, like Seven Spirits is one that's like around the.
Which I still haven't been there. I forget it's there. I keep
it's
forgetting.
Very underrated.
Yeah.
I highly recommend Seven Spirits.
It's for tequila lovers, right?
Yeah, and they have a little patio. So I think like that's becoming the new Rainy, but there's not a name for it. You know, it's not like Rainy had this special name, like, but nobody's gonna be like, you go to East Austin for East 6.
Well, we always say the East Side.
True. I mean, like, I guess people would know like East in general.
Yeah.
But that street is becoming almost like, I couldn't believe it. We were going for a walk on like a Friday night, and there was like a line around the corner for Latchkey. There was a line around the corner for Lucky Duck.
Yeah.
In the first 2 years I was here, I don't remember seeing that.
That's true. The closing of Rainy and South Congress becoming LA is like really pushed people to East Austin.
Yep.
So if I want my business to succeed, definitely put it there. But that's such a high cost of real estate now.
That's that balance, right? Yeah, like cost versus income.
Oh, 100%. But I am more likely to like go somewhere there.
Yeah.
If it's there. Because I know it's walkable to so many other things.
And parking's not that bad. This is what people don't realize. I mean, if you're new to Austin, my recommendation is don't try to park on E6.
Where do you park?
Just go like 3 blocks down the street. Like if you go 3 blocks over, there's like streets of free parking.
Do you mean like by Lazarus Brewing?
No, not that way. Like go to like 4th Street.
Oh, I see. Like near Fair Market?
Yeah. Yeah, like
I'm asking because I'm like, I never have luck.
No, I would say like another block over from there. You know where like Holy Moly is? Like if you go down, keep going east, like that turns into free parking on certain streets.
True, yeah.
And like I know this because where I live is a block over from East 6.
Oh, nice.
And I see people like fighting for spots on 5th. And I'm like, if you just went the next street, there's like endless spots.
Oh, interesting.
And they'll pay just to get right there. And I'm like, but we don't want to walk 2 blocks. That's what cracks me up, you know?
That's true.
So that's how I view it. Is I think if you just obviously try to get like the good spot, you're not going to find anything.
Yeah.
But just go 2-3 more blocks and.
Are you still at East Side Station?
East Side Station, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like location, 10 out of 10.
That's okay to say, right?
Oh yeah, I don't care. Okay. I actually post like on my balcony all the time, and I've had people like DM me.
Oh, okay.
But it's funny because sometimes people will DM me, and I don't know what to say back, so I don't say anything. But they're like, "Oh, we live together," and I'm like, "Well, like, okay." Like, are we gonna be friends now? Like,
oh my gosh, I'm so opposite. I don't want anyone to know where I live.
Yeah, so I hope I'm not being rude by saying that because I am putting it out there. Okay.
Who are you rude to?
Well, like to that person because I'm like.
Oh.
Like
no one's listening to this.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, that's funny because
But also, you're a girl, so I get you not wanting to tell
right.
people.
Thank you. It is different for women. In fact, anytime I go to an event, I know it's a like level of paranoia, but also just being a woman. Like if I leave an event, I'm like I have to make sure I'm not being followed. I also get anxious that someone will figure out what I'm driving and memorize my
Oh,
license plate or put an air tag on my car.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. You probably have some obsessed people, just because like you are this online personality, and then if they follow you for like 3 years, then they're
Yeah.
like, oh,
Oh
I
my
know them.
gosh. I hope this person doesn't listen to this episode, but one time I had someone say looked they looked me up, like did some digging just to find out my last name. Cuz I don't like my last name out there, again, just for
Hmm.
privacy purposes, and this
But they
person was
admitted
like,
it to you.
"Yeah, they told me." And I was like, thankfully it was a girl that told me, but I still felt so like, "Why? Like
Yeah.
why did you do that? I feel violated." It's
Wow.
fine. Anyway.
I actually get that with like guys more often. Like I've had some girls be like, if you ever need somebody to get a drink with, like that, like that's the most common I've got. I've never had
From
any
girls?
from girls.
Really?
Yeah, I've got like a couple of those.
They can't tell that
But guys are
you have a
more weird,
girlfriend?
surprisingly. I know some people don't realize it, but other people are like, oh, you're the one in the videos all the time with Kelsey.
Oh,
But I've had guys act like weirder than girls, obviously, and guys
believe
they think
that.
we're bros like before they meet me,
yeah. Oh, I
and
believe
then they're
that.
just like, so when are we hanging out? And I'm like, I just met you today.
I don't know you, man. That is so funny.
And then I had
can see
one
that.
incident where we like met, and I'm definitely a friendly person, so I do give off vibes of like,
For sure. We
like,
both are.
yeah. And I saw him again, and I was like, hey, good to see you again, and just kept moving.
Mm-hmm.
And he came up to me later that night and was like, I thought we were cool, man. What's the deal?
Oh no.
I know, and I felt so awkward. I was like, whoa, like I just met you. That's all it was.
Ugh,
And yeah, it made it weird. and-
Yeah, that actually happened to a festival blogger friend of mine. She went to Seismic and did like a little meet and greet
Okay.
and like shared it on her story like I'm going to be here for 30 minutes. Let's hang. She's so kind. And I heard about this later. I wasn't there, but she went to the meetup at Seismic, did the meet and greet. Most people were cool, but then apparently like one person or two like just stuck with them, stuck with her group, her and her group.
Oh no, I've had
like,
that happen.
like the whole night.
Yeah, they just stay with you.
Yeah, and like she's not mean or she's not gonna be like, okay, bye, like leave us alone. So they just like stuck with her the whole night.
Wow. And that's how I
Yeah.
am. I'm like such a nice person. I've been with like my group of friends, and they've all like continued to shift to like wherever they're going that
Yeah.
night, and I'll stay next to that person because I don't want them to feel bad.
Yeah.
But then later, I'm like, this person won't leave.
Like at a bar or a
Mhm.
festival? Oh,
Like
yeah.
bars. I've had it happen at a festival.
Really?
I actually just had it happen at like the Moody. Like I met somebody, and then they were like following me. I'm like, but I thought our seats are in different areas.
Oh no. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think if something like that were happening to me, I'd be like, okay, well, it was so nice meeting you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go over here now.
And also, I just want to make this clear because I don't want to come off as like being rude, and I know you don't either.
No.
I've
no.
made actual friends
Same.
through social media,
So
and them just
many.
being a follower.
So many people are really kind. Yeah.
So it's probably just in general, there's like 20% of people out there that are just, awkward socially or.
Yeah. Literally 99% of my encounters have been kind.
Exactly.
I do remember this one time I was at Cat's Pajamas hanging out with my friends, and this guy who looked like he was 21 was like, "You're that girl from the videos." And I was like,
That's what I get.
"Yep." And then he was like, "Are you even from Austin?" And I was like, "No, I'm from San Antonio, but I've lived here 15 years." And he's like, "Don't even talk if you're not from Austin."
Was he drunk?
Yeah, I'm sure. And then his friend like kind of like tried to get him away and was like, "Dude, don't be an asshole." And I was just standing there like anyway.
It's so funny because I get like random negative comments every once in a while.
Yeah, it comes
Like
with
I
the
said,
territory.
Yeah, exactly. But never in person.
Oh yeah.
Never in
That's
person.
why that one sticks out to me
Yeah.
because it was the one time I've gotten a comment like that on Instagram and then someone said it to my face.
Yep.
And I think he was drunk. But I was like, "Okay." Get away
Because
from me.
there is something about that, like in social media in general, where people just feel like they can say whatever, or they're just mad about their day. So then they
Keyboard
just-
warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in person, like this is the number one compliment I've received from like bars, bartenders, is they're just like, oh wow, you're actually like cool and normal. And I just like at first I'm like, what are you talking about?
That
But
is so funny.
they were like, I've met other people that are, I guess, creators or influencers who
Mm.
weren't like that.
I have met some creators who come off as super extroverted on stories. And then in person, not that they're mean or anything, but they're super introverted in
Okay,
person.
that's an
And
interesting take. Yeah.
I've seen it with multiple people, and I just think it's really interesting.
Wow.
Like they're like shy in real life and
Yeah.
quiet, but on Instagram, which makes sense because you're alone with yourself and you don't know who you're talking to. Like you can put on this persona and be whoever you want.
That's actually a great. I didn't look at it like that. I looked at it as like people came in before and were like rude to them because they have said that, or people don't tip at restaurants. But that's another angle because people might just come in and just be like hi, or I don't go out often, and they're doing this thing, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I got into the ATX page because I actually was just going out drinking all the time,
Yeah.
and I was in this lifestyle,
Yeah.
and I'm just showing it off now.
Yeah.
So wow, that's interesting.
You never know. So we haven't done this in a while, but we usually like to do our top 5 of the month. And now that it's June, I wanted to like go through some like 5 of places that you went to in May, if you remember May, that like
If I
stuck
can
out
pull
to
out
you.
my phone, it's gonna
Yeah,
make it
yeah,
easier.
I have to pull out mine too because I'm like, what the hell did I do?
I mean, first off, my number one is going to be Franklin.
Yes.
Obviously,
I'm glad
everybody
you
knows
went.
how great they are, but as somebody who finally tried it after many, many years, it did live up to the hype. It was the best brisket I've had,
It is so good.
so that's going to be my number one for sure.
This place is not new, but no, I know a lot of people have not been. Have we talked about it yet? Naco's Pizza. They now have like their own food truck at this bar, Drinks Backyard. It's near the concourse, also near the airport, and it's still like one of the best pizzas I've had in Austin. So I think if y'all are craving pizza, y'all should go try it.
Yeah, as somebody who's from Jersey, and I think Jersey has the best pizza, it is one of the best pizza places in Austin.
Really? Okay, then I feel justified.
Yeah, 100%. That's why it's funny. I didn't say this in one of my videos because I don't always flaunt that I'm from Jersey because you know how people get online sometimes. But I did like the 5 best pizza places in Austin, and it was voted on by the people. So it
Oh.
wasn't my 5.
Oh.
But people were just like, stupid list.
Wait, what was on
But
it?
the majority obviously voted for it, so that's like the outcome.
Well, I'm guessing Home Slice was
Home
number
Slice
one.
was number 1.
Well, of course you're gonna get that.
But you know what's funny? I even posted it after, and I was like, let's do another poll just to prove it. And I was like, do you like Home Slice or not? And it was like 73% was
Yeah.
like, love it.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah. So I was like, how funny is that? That like, you know, you just it could be 1 out of 10 people hate it, and that's the comment you get.
I've realized if something is super popular,
People just
that-
hate.
Yeah, people just like to hate, so they can be
Interesting.
like pick-me's.
That's hilarious.
Okay, go.
Okay, I actually did a recently 5 Austin bars I've been loving this month post.
Oh, okay.
So that'll kind of help me out.
Rapid fire.
Yeah. So Half Moon, it's the outdoor patio bar at Murray's.
Okay.
Yeah, I really love that. Murray's is awesome. It feels like a New York City pub in a way, which some people might be like, well, what do we need a New York City pub here in Austin? But I don't think we have enough like pub vibes. Like I think
Yeah.
of like Kelly's Irish Bar.
Yeah.
So love Kelly's Irish Bar.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, the best wings I've had in Austin. Buffalo
Really?
wings. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I know, which you would think like Irish bar, but they make true Irish food too.
Oh,
They had something on the special recently. It was like a bag of chips or something. That's not the name of it. It's going to be embarrassing. If somebody
Bag of
knows what it
chips.
was. But it was like
Fish
it
and
was
chips?
fried chicken with
Oh.
peppers and onions and something else. And I was like, well, what was the inspiration behind this? And they said when they're drunk, actually in Ireland, they had like fast food places like Whataburger that you would drive through, and that would be one of the things you can get.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Super cool. So they're really
try
into
that.
like, and every person that came up had such an accent you can almost not understand what they're saying.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So people
Damn,
like
I
my
need to go.
brother was like, "Oh, this is unique." He was blown away.
Do they have haggis? I know it's Scottish, but
I'm not sure.
probably not. It's Scottish, and they're probably proud. So
Yeah.
I
But there's a
love
lot of things on that menu that they're like, "Yeah, this is from like Ireland."
Ooh, I need to go there and take my dad.
Yeah. Get if you want to just have dinner, that's a great place to go. But Half Moon, patio at Murray's. They do like rum cocktails, very easy to drink, and then they do pig roast once a month, and it's
Oh, wow.
pretty sure it's free.
What?
I'm pretty sure it's free.
Interesting.
Because when I went, it was
Okay.
free and it wasn't like a media event.
Oh, okay.
So if you haven't been to like one of those events, go to that.
Damn. Okay. I'm like, what did I do? I went to the Oasis Brewery.
That's a great one. So should I go? Is kind of be my question, and tell me why you loved it.
Well, I don't want to out your secret, but I know you're not a beer guy.
Oh yeah, but I have been drinking beers like randomly. So like, if I'm at a dive bar, I'll grab a Lone Star.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought you didn't like any beer.
but no, like, I'm not somebody that's just like, hey, I'm gonna bring over some beers. Let's all try them all. Let's do a flight. I'm just like, no, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm like one of those people. But in the right situation, like if it's a concert, fine, I'll grab a beer. But for the most part, like 9 out of 10 times, I am grabbing a cocktail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am an IPA girly, and they had like a list of beers. I didn't try them all, but we had the IPA. It was really good. And my boyfriend got chicken tenders, and I got a Greek salad, and they were both like good.
Okay.
Like nothing to like write home about or, shout to the top of the world. But like if you've been to Oasis, the restaurant, it is so different. And I don't think they're owned by the same people.
I don't think so either because this isn't the first time I've heard that the brewery is much better.
Yeah, it's so much better. And I did a post for them because I genuinely liked it. And whoever runs their social media was like, thank you for noting the difference between us and our neighbors.
Okay.
So I'm like, ooh, like they are not the same people. And I've talked trash about Oasis for years.
Yes.
No one has ever said anything because I'm right.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, great views. You get the same amazing views as Oasis, the restaurant, but you get to enjoy cold beer, better food, lots more seating. You don't have to wait for a table because it's all open seating.
Mhm.
And they have 2 bars, one inside, one outside.
going.
There's indoor. Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
convinced.
go.
So
And
this
the
is
view of the lake. It was so pretty.
best view in Austin, would you say? Or like outside of Austin, but it's what, half an hour drive?
It was 30 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
I think the best view in Austin goes to Nido.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is so pretty from their
I
patio.
haven't been there, and the pictures I saw, it looked like a tiny little corner rooftop.
Yeah. They
Oh.
just have it is. That's what it is. But it has like the perfect skyline view to me.
Amazing.
Yeah. I would just go for drinks.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Personally.
Well, that's me.
Yes, exactly. I'm surprised you haven't been yet.
I know.
But outside of Austin Central, then yes, I think the Oyster Brewing Company has an amazing view.
Okay. So that's like a huge tip. If you're visiting Austin or you're new to Austin, go out to the Oasis. Incredible view, but make sure you go to the brewery.
Oh my God, 100%. Because if you go to the restaurant, you're going to get some microwaved frozen nachos that were not good.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't even think their margaritas were good.
Wow. I mean, you're not the first person to say it, so it's definitely true.
I know. I'm so sorry if you work there, but like with all that money they make,
You would
again,
think- yeah, like build off of that.
you would think they would like get a new chef or change it up.
Yeah.
But I assume the real estate is just so expensive that they can't shell out on food.
Sure.
Like you're gonna get what you get, and you're gonna enjoy this view, and you're gonna shut up.
I know. I got to go there soon.
Yeah.
What else? Another place I've been loving lately, and I've loved forever, I would say is Fraser's.
I haven't been yet.
That's actually insane. I think they opened like 10 years ago too.
They opened right after I left
Okay.
that area because I used to live literally
Like,
across
right
the
there?
street. It was called a Town Lake Student Apartments,
Okay.
and nothing was there when I went to college.
It still like feels like that's one of the only places over there.
Well, there's Buzzmill,
Which I think is
and-
like several streets down the road. Like
Oh,
you can't,
really?
you wouldn't walk.
Oh, fair. You're right. It's not walkable. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
But like
Um,
Riverside, yeah, I think of like there. Copperhead's an awesome bar to go check out.
I need to go there.
Yeah.
Like even the Oracle shit was not there.
Well, that's some good news. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the tech bros.
It was just
That-
an empty field where I lived at the time.
But yeah, Copperhead actually just invited me. What's the place next to it?
Emos.
No. There's a one on 6th Street too. That's the place with the rabbit that people sit on and take
Oh,
pictures.
Jackalope?
Jackalope.
Yeah.
Jackalope is right next to Copperhead,
Oh,
which
okay.
actually the bar food's really good there.
Okay.
But they just said they opened up a karaoke studio
Where?
in Copperhead.
Oh,
Yeah, so I think there's going to be like a karaoke room you can use, and then
okay.
they're going to do special events where everybody can come. So they'll have like karaoke night for everybody, or I think you can get it for friends. I think, but I haven't gone yet. They invited me. I want to go, but I think it's like a random night. I don't know if I can make it. So I highly recommend that.
I'll have to check that out.
But Fraser's is interesting because it's new, which some people would say that doesn't mean it's a dive bar. But to me, it's like it is a dive bar feel with the people that go there. They're all just like, I don't know, like everyday working people. You're not going to get anybody that's bougie going there.
That's true. Oh my gosh. Speaking of bougie, I went to the bougiest place
Tell me.
ever.
And I'm wondering if it's one of the ones I'm thinking in my head, and I'll say yes.
Okay. Prelude?
Oh, no, but I've been wanting to go there because I saw great things.
Okay. Food was so good. Drinks were pretty good. But it is, you and I went to the Here to There pop-up a couple years ago.
And loved it.
Yeah. So the space is so pretty.
Okay. I'm a big aesthetics guy.
Yeah. It was just really expensive.
Like, how much was a drink?
22.
Yeah, that's expensive.
See, to me, expensive in Austin, a cocktail is 18.
18 is still expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
that's
is
what
still
I mean. So, like,
expensive.
over 20 is like.
So when I see 22, I'm like, couldn't this be 18? Like,
And it's funny because, like, the way I think about it is with my girlfriend, and I just pretty much pay for most stuff.
yeah, it's more expensive for you.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, so after tip, $55, $60.
Oh my God,
for a
you're
round.
so right. For one round.
So then
You're
two rounds were over
right.
$100.
Oh my God, you're right. Yeah, so just note that.